Viddal Riley has come out and stated that Aloys Jr should be the next fight for him, ideally on the Eubank Jr versus Ben rematch card. Who is Aloys Jr? Why is Viddal spoken about this fighter in particular, and not an opponent with a higher reward factor like Chris Smith, for example, who he's already beaten in the amateurs and is ranked higher than Viddal? Before I answer those questions, please make sure to subscribe to the channel for more combat sports coverage. Quality discussion videos about boxing, MMA, posted all the time. I'd love for you to be a part of the journey. Anyway, Aloys Jr recently knocked out David Jamieson on a recent Queensberry show, and the kid is only 22 years old. Fuck, I sound like Dana White calling someone 3 years younger than me a kid, but here we are. I assumed that Aloys Jr was supposed to look good against someone like David Jamieson, and that the latter was a journeyman. Obviously, Jamieson isn't the best boxer in the world, he got stopped in the 3rd round by Aloys Jr after all, but he has won versions of a title. Looking at BoxRec, Jamieson obtained the IBO International Cruiserweight belt, and the fight that he just lost against Aloys Jr was for the vacant Commonwealth Championship. The guy isn't just a paycheck-to-paycheck journeyman like I originally thought, he has achieved some goals in the sport, and yet Aloys Jr made easy work of him. I first heard of Aloys Jr because of Viddal's callouts. I'm sorry I'm not hardcore enough of a boxing fan to have followed the guy's entire amateur career or whatever. I'm sorry. In all sincerity, Viddal being such a popular star on YouTube has definitely brought new eyeballs to the cruiserweight division and its talent. If Viddal calls out a name, there will be a group of people checking him out and their profile gets boosted. For Aloys' team, Viddal is a perfect name to fight. Of course, Aloys Jr is very young and promoters would typically avoid a fight with someone like Viddal until Aloys spills up his record by knocking out cans. But what's the point? I mean, he's already suffered a loss before in his pro debut, why not send him into the deep end just a bit? It's not like they need to protect an undefeated record or something, and he's also obtained the Commonwealth title. He has titles to his name, not world titles, but titles all the same. Let's step up the competition and build some hype around Aloys Jr by pitting him against a big name like Viddal. I think it'd do massive business. And while I've heard hardcore boxing fans say that Viddal fighting Aloys Jr is a high risk, low reward fight and Viddal shouldn't take it, why not? Is it going to be a great fight with two complementary styles? Yes. If both guys are interested, then Queensberry and Boxer should make it happen. If Viddal Riley vs Aloys Jr face off against each other, who wins? Aloys Jr is known for his punching power. I mean, he put a big lump like David Jamieson down and stopped him in 3 rounds. If Viddal gets sloppy, I can totally see a world where Aloys Jr knocks him down. Aloys Jr throws the body shots, and then when he comes upstairs, he swings for the fucking fences. He's fundamentally decent, of course, but you can see that he definitely leans into his main weapon. Unlike Jamieson, who after a round just plodded forward with his guard up, hoping to not get stopped, Viddal's footwork and reflexes are top notch. He moves like a fucking cat, and I could also see a timeline where Viddal works off a back foot, produces the more quality shots over 10 rounds, and takes Aloys Jr to a clear decision win. This matchup works so well because we already understand the game plan of each fighter going in, it's just who can execute it better, and their styles gel to make a thrilling contest. There's real jeopardy for both Viddal and Aloys, and I can see either winning. If I were to bet on it, I'd think Viddal ends up being too slick for Aloys and nets a decision victory. Anyway, like I said earlier, hardcore boxing fans might complain that it's too early in Aloys Jr.'s career to be fighting Viddal, and on the other hand, Viddal would be punching down. This sentiment is bullshit and exactly what's wrong with the sport. First off, Daniel Dubois was fighting arguably the greatest heavyweight of all time in Alexander Usyk when he was like 25 years old. And what did he do after he took the loss? Rebuild and look better than ever a couple of fights later against AJ. Maybe fighting tougher opponents, stepping up the level in competition, and not being stagnant fighting journeymen is actually good for boxers' careers. We need to get over this whole, oh, we need to build fighters up up by giving them cans until they're 30 fights deep mentality. Second of all, Aloys Jr is a title holder, and he's not too far off Viddal in terms of rankings. As for Viddal taking this fight, I respect the fuck out of it. He's fighting a younger boxer with insane punching power, and I think Aloys Jr is a riskier fight, a riskier opponent than Billum Smith and Isaac Chamberlain. Let's say Viddal fights this Aloys Jr and wins a very entertaining fight. Not only does that line up Aloys Jr with way more fans willing to pay attention to his career, it also gives him work experience and more rounds, but on the other side of things, Viddal takes out a top level prospect and adds to his cruiserweight resume. I believe Viddal vs Aloys Jr is a fantastic fight, even though it doesn't help Viddal much in collecting a world title. What do you think about Viddal's call out to Aloys Jr? Just like how I'm going to check out more of Aloys' fights, I'd love for you to do the same. Having more young, talented prospects working their way up the ranks, producing us flashy knockdowns as well, is great to see in the cruiserweight division of all divisions. Cruiserweight has been notoriously shallow compared to other weight classes, so seeing Jayo Pitaya, Viddal, and now Aloys Jr come and breathe new life into it is awesome. I'll catch you down the road.